Hi, and welcome to this week's video blog on Some Assembly Required. Today I want to talk about how to help your kids think the best, not the worst of others. Siblings, classmates, friends, strangers. We all seem to go around with a big chip on our shoulder misinterpreting things that happen to us. And kids are not immune to this. They can interpret things in the worst possible scenario. It's almost like a default with them. And some kids, this is more easier than others. But it's not good to go around thinking that everything is being done to you and against you, when in reality, life just happens and it's not always personal. So here are 8 ways that we can help our kids think the best, not the worst of someone. Number 1, validate their feelings. When they get their feelings hurt or they're sad about something or angry or disappointed, it's okay to say, yeah, I understand that you're angry about this. I can see why you're angry about this. Just do that before you try to explain or talk about it. Don't overdwell on it, but validating their feelings is important. Ask questions. Say, are you sure you have all the information? Could there be another explanation for this? Is there something else that you could interpret this to be? Ask questions and then wait and let them answer them. Provide insight. Kids don't understand that there can be multiple points of view on something. A kid walks by their desk, knocks their books off, and they're like, they knocked my books off. They're mad at me. I can't believe they did that. When in reality, it could be maybe they were trying to hurry up to the front because the teacher called them. Maybe they didn't realize that their backpack was slung over their shoulder and it knocked into the books. There could be a host of reasons beyond that other child targeting your child for some negative reason. Ignite their curiosity. Sometimes people have recommended come out with alternative scenarios for someone's actions or behaviors. Helping your teen or your child understand that there can be infinite possibilities to something that happened to someone that you don't have all the information, that story is really not complete when it only has one point of view and that's yours, can make room for people to accept others and to not always assign that negativity to it. Develop a positive mindset. Getting kids into the habit of using positive thinking tools can help them react more positively. Now, some kids have a natural disposition to be negative, but it's worth the effort to help them overcome that. You can do meditations, memorizing scripture verses, praying about this, helping them to maybe repeat a mantra in their head like, I will find the positive in this. Things like that can help your child develop a positive mindset. Remind them of the past, and this is important because we live in the present and we don't always think about the past. And for kids, it's like 5 minutes after their older sibling brings them an ice cream cone, they're mad at that older sibling because they can't use the computer and they wanted to play a computer game. They kind of forget. It's kind of this, what have you done for me lately, not what did you do for me in the past. Help them remember, though. I often point out to my kids when they're frustrated with a sibling what positive things that sibling has done in the past, in the near past, too. I'm not talking about years and years ago, although that's helpful, too. You can see a pattern of positivity as opposed to one negative incident. But, you know, in the past, what happened that was a positive interaction here? Let's keep that in mind. Model behavior. Parents should let their kids see how we react to different situations, such as when a motorist changes lanes quickly. You might observe out loud that, wow, I hope they seem like in a hurry. I hope they're not having a bad day or something's not wrong. So not to take things personally because it probably doesn't have anything to do with you. And how we react to those situations, that can make a big difference in modeling that thinking the best, not the worst of situations. And teach empathy. The more that we think about the other person and their perspective, the more we'll have a positive outlook. And when we have a positive outlook, our stress level's lower, we're happier, we're less uptight, and we're also better to be around. I would much rather have my children and myself be a positive influence in the world than the negative. I think we can all agree that there's enough negativity in the world without our adding to it by thinking the worst, not the best of situations. Reminds me, I'm going to leave you with one other thought today. The movie Paddington 2 was a surprise hit in theaters a couple months ago, and people were positing that this is probably because it was very positive. And remember, Paddington's Aunt Lucy, he's a bear, remember, and his Aunt Lucy's obviously a bear, and her mantra, her thing that she said and that instilled in Paddington was, if we're kind and polite, the world will be right. And Paddington uses this in all these situations. He repeats it to himself. It's like his little mantra. If we're kind and polite, the world will be right. And the world wasn't always right. Things didn't always go his way. But his outlook on those things was right. And that things did go well for him on the inside where it counts. So let's work with our children on a daily basis to help remind them to think the best, not the worst, of others. And I think we can also, that way we can interject a little more kindness into the world. Thank you for joining me this week for this video blog. I hope you'll come back next week where I talk about moms and my mom and how much I love her ahead of Mother's Day. I'll see you next week. This has been the video blog for Some Assembly Required.